blessing. We want to prove to the whole world that the impossible dream can happen.
All right. So if you're getting this, we're going to tell you, show you how the impossible dream can happen. Here we are, backstage with One Whole Earth on spaceship on the couch, and we are ready to talk about what happened last week and what's going to happen next week and how it's all going to be pretty much the same thing because we are just, a little planet going around a sun, and we want to get the most out of every single day. So, best way to do that is have something to first get some sleep, get some clean water, best water you can find for the minerals and so forth. I'm sure you're taking a look at that. The food, be careful, be mindful of what you're eating. Not too much sugar, although I like a lot of sugar too. So, looking for that optimum combination of things to keep you alive and happy and free as long as possible. So, keep coming back and give us a like and a share and all that stuff. Get in the game. We're on One Whole Earth, and there's plenty of room for everyone. Every living thing has a place on One Whole Earth. For every living thing, there's just 5 things. Okay, the home, water that grows the thing. The energy comes from our sun, and they're able to do combinations of things. So that's the hammer and the nail. So that's why we use that in the logo. Seed, what happens next? All right. So what were we talking about, Renee? Come on, step in here and keep me focused on what I'm supposed to tell everybody.
Okay. Well, there's a lot of current events, but we were also talking about, first of all, tonight, we're like talking about consciousness. We were also talking about don't give up before the miracle happens, which is what we say in a lot of programs. And you were talking about some interesting developments and things that's going on and manifesting things, some positive stuff that you're experiencing.
Well, I want to say, first of all, thank you because I did manifest Renee.
Thank you. And I manifested you too. Absolutely.
Male, female, the yin and yang. This is what's going on. So we are in agreement with the idea. So I needed this person to come to my life, and now we're working together for the benefit of all people, because that's really the fun of life. Once we have our own house in order, the time is ready to build more houses for other people. Everyone can get one. Okay, this planet is your home. Be a good steward of this planet, and the rest of it will take care of itself. And then the political aspects of it is just what's tearing us up in the world today. So what were we talking about, Renee? That before the meeting, we were going to be talking about those elements that are really messing with us right now. What's on your mind? Let's talk about this and how we can solve it through the whole Earth system.
Okay, so number one, I think that we have to talk about what's in the news right now, which is, first of all of the different conflict areas that are going on. And then the second thing everyone wants to talk about is Elon Musk. Is he actually controlling the government? Is he now the actual president? His money bought him all of this power. He's in the Oval Office, like calling the shots. What do you think about that power dynamic?
It still comes down to the 5 things we all need. He can only have so much to eat tonight. I mean, we're all in this together, and we're all pretty much the same, as you know. Everybody has to breathe in and out. He does too. His heart's beating. His does too. Housing, how to have a place to sleep tonight. He needs something to drink in the morning. He needs something to eat. Okay, that gives him the energy to go ahead and think this big thought. Now, the big idea that he's got going has very little room for you and me. But the idea that I'm talking about is a thing that works for everybody. And not just every human person, but every living thing. This planet, our planet, is a living thing. We need to start understanding how our relationship with Mother Earth Father Time, Mother Earth, Father Earth, Earth, Earth. Think of it. Okay, this planet is providing life for every living thing equally without judgment. There's plenty, there's more than enough for our species to get along without destroying things. And, this question about having so much money and people are still without the basic needs to a place to sleep tonight. I mean, that would be the first thing we need to do with all of that money is make sure first, before we do another thing, is just stop hurting each other and providing enough housing, water, food, and energy. And the energy, the hammer and the nail. I mean, at the end of the game, what we might do is have some games that might include, if we need the thrill of death, it doesn't take long, if it doesn't take far back to go back. Now, we don't know about this in Egyptian lore. We don't talk about any kind of these, sporting events that occurred in those times. But we definitely found sporting events happening in the New World. And the idea of the ball game in the New World for the losing team might be sacrificed so that their people can eat the meat necessary to develop and keep strong brain activity going on, because these people had completely hunted every scrap of meat away from their entire region. That's how completely sophisticated, I guess, or successful you could say. It's hard to believe, isn't it, that you would be able to hunt all of the protein off the entire region of Mexico. Have you ever thought of that, Renee?
No, I never thought of that ever.
So how long do you think it takes for a civilization? Now, the Aztec were the last of a long line of civilizations. Do you understand some of the history of Mexico?
I understand a little bit of it with the Mayans, and I remember learning about the conquistadors coming in and some of that.
End, right? The conquistadors come at the very end. That's the last 500 years. Okay, nothing.
Okay.
No time at all. That's like, okay. So before that, you had the Aztec were primarily in charge as the Spanish arrived to Mexico. But before that, the Maya were in charge, and they were in charge of the entire region for as long as anybody could remember, and possibly the last 12,000 years, you see. And then before that, you have Toltec. Now, the Toltec, I believe, explains another 13,000 year cycle. You see? And the Olmec had another 13,000 year cycle. This is the kind of time that we're talking about in that region, which would explain why the time the Aztecs got there wasn't any meat left. I mean, there were. I mean, no. I mean, llama. You'd think llama is a protein. Chickens. No, there weren't. No, there wasn't any. There wasn't any meat protein. So they were using human beings as meat protein, because you can't nourish the brain. What? Oh, okay. But I'm in the middle of something here. You want to join? Well, I can't talk to you about this now.
Across the street, they're willing to run up the spot.
Oh, cool. I love that. Thank you. We'll talk.
I'm talking to the lady right now.
Good. So we're getting, doors are opening up, just as we talked about, and also today, I mean, there was some great interest in my trailer that I have out there. So things are happening in a nice way. They're really just falling into line because I expected they will. What? Yeah, exactly. See, it's just part of the big deal. So, I mean, I was with a just knows in my buddy, and he, people of faith. Okay, the faith part is you have to understand that it's already happened, and you just have to be in the right place at the right time to get the thing that you were benefiting from, that you needed. Okay, because it's all at this point, it's already been, it's over. See, the number that I use to show us is the 13,000. That's the cycle of where we are in this last go round, and this is we're 12.6.0 ahead of zero. So at 13.0.0.0 should have been the end of the world. So we're living on borrowed time. And the 12 indicates months in this case. And then, well, okay, 12 indicates not months. Well, cycles, I guess years. And then the 6 is a month. And then the 0 would be a day. So, okay, anyway, you see, we're supposed to end at 0, but it didn't. So here we are, and we get this end of it. Maybe this is what happens each time: is we take the scraps of what's left over from the great culture that happened for 13,000 of these. And so what's going to happen is we're going to be scrubbed off as this type of meat body, and we're going to ascend into a spiritual body. And we might not even know the difference, because this is such an illusion. We might not know the difference. We may have already gone into another situation. What do you think of that, Renee?
Oh man, you got me at all the math. I'm still trying to crunch the numbers. Everything. Oh gosh.
Well, anything after 0, 13,000, 13.0.
Right, 13,000. The 13, lucky 13.
Extra moment. That's a lot. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
We're in the wiggle room. So, I mean, these cycles, when you look back and are foretold to us by the Mayan calendar,
Mhm,
that these happen in a 13,000 year type of event. Okay.
mhm. Re
Just saying.
Yep.
We don't know. I mean, we weren't there last time to know the date to which, we were scrubbed. But you see the monuments they left?
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so the monuments they left, the Pyramid of Giza. Imagine the Pyramid of Giza was actually built for the first time as a brand new pyramid. Maybe would be the Olmec cycle, which would be 13,000 year cycles ago.
Right.
Maybe 5, you see, and that's why it's missing all the things, because it's gone through several cataclysms, right? And then when did the Sphinx, when was that made? We don't know. I mean, it has a different technology, right? So when was that made? It's dug out of there. Was it filled on top? Was it before? Did they I mean, it was covered with sand when it was found. Nobody knows for how long. Well, maybe a 13,000 year cycle. Huh? Right? I mean, was anybody there to hear these? Was there anybody there to see Moses or any of these people? All we know are stories that were told to us by people who weren't there actually at the time of the thing,
Yeah.
the story.
Yeah. That's true.
They make up these stories. I mean, how did they find? Who knows? Are these the extraterrestrial influence that comes to us?
Mm.
Are these stories brought to us from outside our, small planet? I think so. Sure. There's something to that, right? All these stories. We bring a pack of stories with us where we go. Maybe this is our first time on planet Earth. We've been on all the other planets, and now we're checking this one out. We
Yep.
found each other again, you and me. How's that? Whoa.
Whoa, now that's getting crazy.
You see, now we're getting crazy.
I love it.
That's what happened. So we found each other again. Just boom, just like we said we would. Like we made a plan.
Yeah.
Like, hey, remember that one time, that day, and that thing, and we're gonna do this thing. It just feels like that. And
Mhm.
you. I mean, before we do that, we got to get through this whole other thing. I mean, this whole thing with, like other things. It doesn't matter how we got here. It just matters that we got here,
Mhm.
and what we're going to do, with the information that we're given us so freely now. It's like it's all We're all part of this thing. Everyone has the ability to be Trace Magistus, right? You got that part?
Yep. Trace Magistus.
So Christ-like,
Yep.
that's it. You know, we're all like, we're gods and goddesses. You get that?
We are definitely, we have to have the Christ consciousness, which is what I'm
Well,
always working on every day.
crystal consciousness, the crystal web.
So what's
Right?
that? So what's that?
Well, it's the timeless thing.
Okay.
It's a thing you know to be true without, you feel it in your gut before you feel it in your, I mean, if I told you, again, all is of the all, you would say, you would have to know that or not. Like you can argue with it for a little while, but you're going to get there anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is of the all, right? So the all, right? And then everything is in correspondence and everything is in, I don't remember. I mean, I can't do the catechism of the Hermetic principles, but that's the catechism.
Yeah.
It starts with, you know, the 7 principles are the really the keys to the entire universe that we can
Mm.
imagine.
Right, right,
Have
right.
keys, then you have the keys, then we all have the keys. This is when it gets big. This is when it starts the bigness of the idea gets to be so intoxicating. It's actually more fun than any drug.
Wow.
Do you ever feel that?
Yeah, I do. I
I mean,
do
don't
feel
you feel like you're busting out of your room and wherever you
hell
are,
yeah. Hell
full
yeah.
understanding?
Yep.
I mean, the
That's
fact
happened to me. That has
communicating with each
totally
other,
happened to
letting
me.
you talk with a picture and not your real self is even cooler. I mean, it's even more
Mhm.
weird. Okay, it's the weirdest fucking thing.
Yes.
It's just been good, and you got the yes answer. So, like, all right, so get busy. You need to get licensed for whatever you're going to do in California. Take it and package it up into some type of thing,
Hell yeah.
some
Exactly.
lifestyle thing, and then take the next chapter of the book. You really need to take that as your thesis for your doctorate. You need
Or
to
to rewrite the book with the female board of directors.
no, not rewrite it, just write it. Just
Yeah,
write your,
write it. Yeah.
I mean, bring your all your perspective to my basic concepts. So it starts. So basically, we're building on Nikola Tesla. We're building
Yeah.
on Bucky Fuller, and we're giving homage. But we're also bringing our own list of characters to the pack. You need to bring your list of characters, and I would love it if you would to sponsor you to take that to a doctorate level, to take it to a larger level. I want to get
Yeah.
movement. You can lead
Yeah.
the
I love that. I really do, because it's something that the world needs right now. The world is kind of like
just 5 minutes.
drifting.
We're drifting into
Yeah,
this
drifting.
weirdness of greed. How
Yeah.
much millions of dollars can you have?
Yep.
And what are you going to do with that money? And where are you going with our stuff?
Right.
You're going away with our stuff before you fucking left. You know, who are you talking to you out there?
Yeah. Yeah. That's what a lot of people are tapping into, that frustration.
Well, it's for you to represent those people in that frustration.
Yes,
Like
exactly.
you're the charge, okay?
We
As
need an advocate. Yeah.
okay, what you say? You're like in your you're like between
Yeah.
30 and 50, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you got a long fucking life ahead of you, bit.
Thank you. Thank you. I hope so. That's what I want. I got work to do, right? You know what I mean?
You have a long life ahead of you,
I
but
got work
really
to
only
do.
one day at a time. Okay, so it's like
Yeah.
today you have to make the most of this day. Okay,
Yeah.
what we're
Mm-hmm.
trying to do is we're going to make the most of the day
Yeah.
and get busy. So you need to bring a list of women who have been inspiring you and that will, that can fill in the other side of the yin and yang. So it starts with like Nikola Tesla. Well, there's a woman over there, Madame Curie or something. She died, didn't she?
Yeah. Yeah.
The polio vaccine or
Yeah.
something.
I think so. That's
Okay, I mean, there's some really, really amazing women. So, but the point, like, okay, L. Hunter Levins is still around. She could be a great, we could maybe do an interview with her, for KPFK.
Mm-hmm.
Where, I mean, that's where, man, Kerry Harrison is where I get really pissed off. Like, he should know this. So, But I should do it for him. I should do it for you.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what we want to do. We want to do it for KPFK. So I need to get L. Hunter Lovins on the phone to find out how natural capitalism is going to be the savior for all this after we find our mind.
Everyone needs to be reading the book.
Definitely.
Yep, and Blessed Unrest as well, because I'm going back into that one right now.
Available? Can we get him out here?
We need to get him out here, or one of his reps,
Or
right?
talk with him, have him tell us.
That's
Yep.
it. Paul Hawkins.
And you got to put in what's the finer. So hers is Finer Future.
Mm,
Hers is what's her last book
let's see.
on the subject?
Let me see. Okay, hold on.
Well, see, I'm
A
just
Finer Future. That's right.
Okay. So Finer Future is really, I mean, it's a synopsis of everything. We should go through that. I would love
Yeah, I have not read that one yet. That one I haven't even
book
read.
club if anybody wants to see a book club, give me an up thumb and say in the comment line, please, let's do a book club, and we'll do book clubs on all the books that we're talking about that I think are the key elements for the next, the next thing.
I love book clubs because it keeps you motivated, and then you get to talk about it, react together, collaboratively. That's what we need.
Okay, so I think I'm going to go across the street and find out who's
All right.
really happening. There's some parties, like a block party happening.
There's like a blog party happening. Go investigate, and let's wrap and thank everybody for tuning in. Please leave a comment, like, share.
Hold on, before we do this, before we leave, what are the primary elements that are going on right now? What are the key hotspots that you're thinking about?
I mean, Ukrainian war, Trump just called Putin. They're trying to come up with something that takes land away from Ukraine. Gaza, Palestine, ceasefire, hostage returns, Elon Musk in the White House, Department of Education coming under fire, possibly being dismantled before our very eyes. DEI was totally gutted. No more DEI.
At the end of the day, when the dust settles, we're still all going to need the same 5 things, right?
Well, there you go. Yeah, it's all connected.
See, everything is connected. This is what whole systems is about.
Yep.
Whole systems thinking. You got to have the house, you got to have the water, the food, to have energy to do thing, whatever that is. So we're all in this together, and we don't need much money. We just need those 5 things. In fact, after we get those 5 things, we don't even need money.
True. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
You need sobriety. You need to keep a clean heart.
Yeah.
Don't get out of control. Keep it all, and help us, to make a better future. Get these 5 things and help other people get those same 5 things, and don't expect anything in return. All right. We'll see you next time. Don't we have that closing thing that we do? Boom, boom, boom.
Yep, that's what we're gonna do. It's the one we opened with, right?
Now let's get in the game, okay? We'll see you next.
If you're one of the very, very few people getting this message, we want to prove to the whole world that the impossible dream